Hello again, this is Dr. Greg Oliver from Fat Doctor TV, and today we want to talk about what's inside of you. Well, if you're overweight, there's a thin person inside of you, and that thin person is wanting to get out. The problem is you've been feeding the fat person. So think of it like this. There's a fat person, which is you right now, too much fat on your body. I'm not trying to be derogatory, but I'm just saying you got too much fat on your body, so we're going to call this person the fat person. And that person is going through life, eating, and saying, hey, I'm fat, I can eat more, I can hold more, I get hungry more often, and I got to feed this fat person to keep this fat person feeling the way it feels. But inside is this thin person. This thin person wants out. This thin person wants released. And that's that part of you that knows that if you don't lose the weight, it's unhealthy, you're not feeling good, you don't look your best, you can't wear the clothes you want, it's hard to travel, it's hard to walk, it's hard to function across the board. So you want to get that thin person out. So what do? You feed the thin person. How do you feed the thin person? Well, you talk nice to yourself. When you see yourself thin. Put up pictures of thin people that you want to be like. Remind your subconscious mind that you are thin. So the thin person in you wants out, you've got to feed the thin person. How do you feed the thin person? Like a thin person does. Hey, you probably saw the video that Morgan did, Morgan with the skinny. She gives you the skinny on how to stay skinny. And so feed that person and do the things that Morgan does, and you'll be able to release that thin person from your body. So here's the key. Think thin, feel thin, and be thin. So start eating like the thin person should. Feed the thin person. When you sit down to a meal, whether it's at a restaurant or at your home, you got to think, I'm only feeding this thin person. Let's say you weigh 200 pounds, okay? It doesn't matter if you're a man, woman, whatever, you weigh 200 pounds. If you're overweight and your ideal weight is 150 pounds, then you're going to feed someone like they're 150 pounds. And that's going to be a lot less calories. That's going to be a lot less fat. You're going to exercise like a thin person. A thin person has more energy. They have more spring in their step. You're going to exercise like that person. So the bottom line is you want to change your mindset to that of a thin person, and what will happen is eventually that thin person will be released from the body, and it'll be you, because it really is you. You've just put on too much fat. You're thinking incorrectly. So change your thinking, change your life. Think like a thin person. Feed the thin person and let that thin person out of you. Hey, we'll talk to you next time on Fat Doctor TV. Have a great day. Next time we've got some more details on your physical body and some things that are going on that you can do to kind of help yourself and understand how to lose that weight and get healthy. So we'll talk to you then. So long for now. Dr. Greg Oliver at Fat Doctor TV.